Hello everybody and welcome, my name is GaaraOfBentonYGO, and today here on this exciting Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be going over my Dark Magician deck profile for this new format. Since all competitive events are pretty much canceled other than online tournaments, I've been messing around with a few fun decks to play, and I got inspired with Dragoon of Red Eyes coming out in the Megatins to get some Dark Magician support cards. So I figured I'd make an updated Dark Magician deck profile for all you guys, showing off the cards that I've recently got. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. So starting off for our cards, we have one Mago Negro, one Mago Oscura, and then one DDS Dark Magician. Yeah, that's right, guys. So I've decided to rarity bump my Dark Magicians. So we have ourselves a Portuguese starter deck Yu-Gi First Ed Dark Magician. We have a Spanish LOB First Ed Dark Magician, and then we have a near mint Dark Magician DDS. DDS Dark Magician. So playing 3 Dark Magicians. These cards look absolutely beautiful. I just got this in the mail today. This is what I was waiting for the deck profile. And then we have our nice, this is my favorite, one of my favorite artworks for Dark Magician, so I had to include one of these. And then the Portuguese starter deck Yu-Gi was just too nice to not include. So 3 Dark Magicians starting off, and then I do play the 1 Dark Magician Girl. This is kind of a brick in the deck, but for Magician Souls and the Dark Magicians, this card is pretty good, along with Soul Servants, so all the new support cards for Dark Magician. Basically, this is the first target you send off Magician Souls unless you need a Dark Magician in circulation, and then you get extra bonuses with Soul Servant, and then with the Dark Magicians you special this, which is really, really good. Then we are playing 3 Magician Souls. I believe to play the best version of Dark Magician you can, you do need to play 3 Magician Souls. This card is absolutely amazing. You can use it to trigger your Dark Magic Circle by special summoning a Dark Magician from grave. You can get the Dark Magician into the graveyard by sending it from your deck to grave. You also get draw power out of this. There's so much more draw power in this deck than there was before. Really, really good. Have to play 3 Magician Souls. And then, just like how Elemental Heroes have to play 3 Stratos because it's the Searcher, we play 3 Magician's Rod because this is a Searcher for all of our Spell and Trap support. This can search out the new Fusion spell. This can search out the Dark Magic Circle, Eternal Soul, Soul Servant. Whatever you need this to search out to get more advantage, this will search it out. The only card that this doesn't search out, which is Eye of Timaeus, which is fine because that card isn't needed. That's just kind of a fun tech card to play. But 3 Magician's Rod. And that's it for all but one of our monsters, the last one we'll talk about when we get to our draw power. We're playing a grand total of like 10 monsters. Like, it's not a whole lot of monsters, but you cycle all your resources, which is really, really good. Moving on to the spell cards, we are playing 3 Dark Magic Circle. If you guys don't know what this does by now, when it's activated, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Dark Magician spell or trap card to your hand, or a Dark Magician to your hand, and then you put the other 2 back on the top of your deck in any order you want, which is really, really good. And then some of the quote-unquote new support from Legendary Duelists is we're playing 3 Soul Servant. Soul Servant's really good because when you activate it, it's quick play, and you take 1 card that lists Dark Magician, 1 card, not 1 spell or trap, 1 card from either your graveyard or your deck, put it on the top of your deck, and then while this card's in your graveyard, you can banish it, and you draw cards equal to the number of Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, or Palladium monsters with different names on your field or in your graveyard. So that's where the Dark Magician Girl comes in. If you have Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician, this becomes a +1, adding the card that you put on top of your deck, and the card and another card, just a random card, which is really, really good, especially this comboed with Dark Magic Circle. If you're drawing 2, then you get to arrange the order of the top of your deck. You get to put the card on the top of your deck, grab that card, and then you also get to see if you want to take the next 2 cards. Really, really good. And then we also are playing 3 Allure of Darkness. I have thought about changing this from Allure to Pot of Desires or Pot of Extravagance. I haven't play tested it too much because we don't play a whole lot of monsters. We only play 10 monsters, and really we want all of those monsters. So this may be a card that I cut to add something else, because we do have a lot more draw power, but it's one of the work in progress cards. Then, for the last bit of draw power, we are playing 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, 1 Spellbook of Secrets, and 1 Spellbook of Knowledge, because all the monsters that we're playing are spellcasters, so knowledge is always going to be live. And then you can also, with these 2, you search out, you normal summon Prophecy, search Secrets, and then use Knowledge on Prophecy. Really, really good. Draw 2s are always very nice, especially searchable ones. But yeah, that's it for all of our draw power for the deck. It's really, really good. Moving on to our fusion spells, we are playing 2 Secrets of Dark Magic. This is a quick play fusion or ritual card. Obviously, we're not playing any ritual monsters, so we're going to be using this as a quick play fusion going into the Dark Magicians or Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. So this is really, really good. Then we're also playing 2 Eye of Timaeus, so that way we have an easy way of going into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. Secrets of Dark Magic is most likely going to be used for the Dark Magicians, where Eye of Timaeus is going to be used for Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. And then we're also playing 3 Super Polys, because this deck is kind of slow, because you have to get your engine going before it starts doing a whole lot. So Super Poly is a great board breaker for going second, and also a great interruption for going first. It's kind of hard because with Adamanticators, there's not really a great Super Poly target for them. But for every other deck, you have the normal Starving Venom, all those cards, which we'll get into in the extra deck. And that's it for our fusion spells. Then for our one-ofs, we're playing 1 Dark Magic Attack if we're going second, or if we need to search it late game to destroy some back row. And then 1 Illusion Magic. This adds you Dark Magicians. This is also a card that you can cut, that you can probably play for more Dark Monsters, but I like playing the one-of because it gets you Dark Magicians in circulation, which is really good. Then moving on to our trap cards. For our Dark Magician trap cards, we're playing 2 Eternal Souls. It's searchable, so we don't really need to play more than 2. It does have the downside of if it gets destroyed, it destroys all your monsters. But if you have Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, it doesn't really matter. And then we're playing the 1 Magician's Navigation. This is more of a discard target than using it in your hand, using it to summon a Dark Magician from your hand and 1 from deck, because the graveyard effect is that good to negate something. But that's why we're only playing 1 of it. We're not playing more. And most of the time, our Dark Magicians are going to be in the graveyard anyways because of Magician Souls. So the hand effect doesn't really go off too often. And then for our final 6 cards in the deck, we're playing 3 Solemn Judgment and 3 Solemn Strike. We needed more negates, because you have the 1 Eternal Soul, Dark Magic Circle, Interruption, and then you have Super Poly, and that's about it. And what's really good with these is moving on to the extra deck. When we're playing the Dark Magicians, when a spell or trap card is activated, you can draw a card, and then if it's a trap or a quick play spell, you can then set it and activate it that turn. So if you draw one of the Solemns or you draw Super Poly, then you can activate those that turn, which is really, really good. So we're playing in the deck, we're playing 2 the Dark Magicians. I don't know where my second copy of it went, so I had to proxy it for this video. And then we're also playing 2 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. If I cut Eye of Timaeus down to 1 or none, then I would cut this down to 1 unless I played Pot of Extravagance, but that's really just because it's kind of situational. It's really only good if you have Eternal Soul on the field, because this will protect all your spell and trap cards, and then Eternal Soul will protect all your monsters that are named Dark Magician, and this is named Dark Magician while it's on the field or in the graveyard. So then they have to beat over this by battle, and then you just use Eternal Soul's effect to special summon this back from grave, so they have to beat over by battle twice to be able to do something to your spell and trap cards. And then if you have Dark Magic Circle as well, if this 3,000 attack, so not a small monster, then you can banish whatever's going to attack it over the second time, and you don't really have to worry about that. It's kind of a cool lock that this deck can do. Moving on to our Super Poly targets, just kind of generic Super Poly targets. Mud Dragon, depending on your local meta, Salmon Great Violet Chimera, a Quintet Magician for Pendulum Magicians, then Starving Venom, and Winda for if you're playing against Shaddolls. And then I play the 1 Ebon Illusion Magician. This is a card that I can probably cut for better extra deck cards because of the fact that most of the time all your Dark Magicians are in the grave anyways. So you don't really have a good way to special summon the extra Dark Magicians. It is good because it adds more banishing effects, but it's kind of an okay card. And then for our Link monsters, for our Link 1s, I play 1 Link Rebo, 1 Link Spider, because you can link off the Dark Magician. You can link off a Dark Magician into Link Spider, special another Dark Magician from your hand. It's kind of okay. Link Rebo is for the Magician Souls if you need to link that off. And then another kind of cool card that came out in Duel whatever it was, Relinquished Anima. So if you're going second, your opponent places their monsters in one of the zones that's right by the extra monster zones, then you can link off the Magician Souls into Relinquished Anima and steal their monster, which is really good. It's also a spellcaster and could be a nice way to bait interruptions. And then we're also playing the 1 Nightmare Phoenix and the 1 Blackluster Soldier of Chaos. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This deck is very, very fun to play. It's not the most competitive tier 1 deck, but it will throw some of your opponents for a loop. But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.